time now is 6:40 p.m. on the, I don't even remember what the date is, 13th of December. Welcome to the Douglas Cultural Council meeting. We're going to be voting on what kind of grants we want to have for next year. Couple of things first, go over the notes of the last meeting, and we can have somebody, if they want to propose that we accept that, and then a second person can second it, and then everyone can vote aye or nay.
So the last meeting we recapped about the summer concert series that we just went through, as well as the survey that we put out for the town, in which there were a little bit over 100 people that responded. And then we talked about next year's summer concert series and relocating that to the Douglas Orchard and having the events there.
And the reason why we voted to have it at the Douglas Orchard is they built a big post and beam Adirondack stage. And I walked over there to see what was going on when they were having a fundraiser, and the band was there, and there was people all around, just walking all around. So it seemed like, a place where maybe people would be more likely to bring their kids. They have a bathroom that's handicapped accessible. Also, the seating is handicapped accessible because you can just drive on the grass right up to the seat. So it was a pretty good thing for that, and it's a lot quieter there. It doesn't have all the traffic distraction. So that's what we decided on. We'll give it a try this year, see how it works, and then we can recap afterwards and decide if that was a good idea or not. It's always good to try things. So next on the list is we want to welcome our newest member, Jennifer McNeil.
Do we need to approve that?
Oh, we had to approve the notes. Sorry, back up. Take that back. Okay. Anybody want to approve the notes from the last meeting?
I make a motion that we approve the notes from the last meeting.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone not in favor?
I wasn't here, so I guess I just don't vote, right?
You just don't vote. That's right. Okay, so back to Jennifer McNeil. We have an interesting connection because a former member of the Cultural Council who moved, she now lives in the same house. She bought Tony's house.
So the house made me join.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, I hope you serve as long as Mrs. Cohen did, because she did 6 years, took a break, and then I asked her to be on again, and she was on for another several years.
Some pressure.
That's some pressure. You got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I guess so.
But that was very interesting. Has your husband been approached about going to many other committees? And
Interesting.
very, very good. Okay, so taking care of that. I just wanted to ask if anybody wanted to help out on the, what's the name of this? It's the town report. And I just rewrite it every year. I don't know if anybody wants to look it over and see if there's anything more exciting they want to put on it. I can just send this. You can send me some suggestions via email. Would that be a good idea? Okay. If you could try to get on that as soon as possible, that'd be great, because I want to get it in before the end of the year. So that would be great if everybody could send me something, anything they think. One other thing I wanted to show our newest member was how we reimburse the grants. After we, and just to refresh everybody else's memory, after we have this meeting, we send out the denial letters to the folks that we feel wouldn't fit for our town for one reason or another. We wait 2 weeks, and then we send out approval letters. They do their thing, they have their concerts, they have their events at the library and all those type of things. And then after that, they submit the papers. And what it looks like is they've got some sort of proof that they've been and done their event, an invoice from the performer or whoever it was that was doing the thing, and then, all important, the reimbursement form. They fill out the top, we sign the bottom, and then there's also another form that we send out to the finance department here, and they both have to have 2 signatures on them. So we've been trying to get to the point where when I get one of these things, I put it in the mailbox with only 1 signature, and then I just email people and they come and sign it, and then they text everybody saying it's done, and they put it in the box for the accountant. So that's been working pretty good, except for the ones that I'm in a hurry for, and then I call people and ask them what time they go to work.
We could use
I'm too early.
Dropbox as well.
Dropbox?
Yeah. So it's a free feature that you can get on the internet, and it's just an online storage center, so you can go in and store a file and give everyone else access to edit that file. And then,
But
They
we
make
need
their
signatures, that's the only thing we need.
okay, so it has to be like printed, signed, and then scanned back in.
Yeah, photocopied.
Wow.
So I keep the photocopy and the originals go to the town,
Okay.
and that's it. So it's just a two-piece thing, and I don't know how we can make that one any more efficient. If you have ideas, please shout them out. Okay, so let's look at what we have for our somebody help me out here.
Grants?
Thank you.
Applicants?
Before we begin, I want to remind everybody that the applicant has to be from Massachusetts. The applicant has to be engaged in this kind of activity for at least 1 year, so it can't be somebody that just like made up a project and wants to do it. It has to meet our definition of the arts, humanities, or interpretive sciences. And the proposed program can't discriminate or discourage participation on the basis of race, gender, religious creed, color, national origin, ancestry, disability, sexual orientation, or age. So we'll all keep an eye out for that. We're also not allowed to purchase food or refreshment or to pay salaries or stipends for employees of any school system, library, parks department, or municipality. Okay? One other thing I'll zoom in on is how they define the arts and humanities and interpretive sciences, because that's something we talk about every year when we look at these grants. The arts refer to the creation of work in crafts and performing, visual, media, folk, design, literary, and interdisciplinary arts. In addition, they also include the presentation and preservation of and education about works about these disciplines. Humanities are types of learning that deal with human values and aspirations. It's a pretty broad thing. Human thought and culture, language, and creativity. Examples include, but are not limited to, history, social studies, philosophy, criticism, and literature. And then the sciences are types of learning that deal with nature, science, and technology in ways that explain how they relate to people's lives. So some organizations that conduct this type of activity include aquariums, which we don't really have around here, botanical gardens, nature centers, natural history museums, planetariums, and science centers. So if somebody put in a grant to buy, 6 tickets for a year for, the science center in Worcester, and then have people be able to use that, that would be the kind of thing that we would consider for that. And that's it. So if we have any more questions, I'll just pick up this piece of paper after that. All right, so the first one is Libraries Rock.
Feel free to use the.
I will definitely use that. Okay. Libraries Rock, and that is Ed the Wizard, or Ed Cope.
So do we have to leave now, the library people?
Yes, and actually, you know what? I have 1, 2, 3, 4
I know,
library
there's a bunch of them.
things.
Do you want to do those in order? So then,
Well, here's my question, though. It's something that is not a library grant, but it's somebody who's performing at the library.
Right.
Would
so
that
that's
still?
just their place. I would think it's not, unless it's tied to the summer reading program.
I think they all are. They just do the.
Yeah.
There's 4 actually.
Well, what it is it's supplementing the program. It's providing
Right.
Right.
enrichment. I think maybe that we just can't, we don't necessarily have to leave the room, but we just can't
Discuss or
vote.
to vote.
We can't make faces at anyone.
Kick under the table.
I was gonna say,
think-
we have a little,
I think you have to be removed from the room for the ones that are definitely, funded directly
Yeah.
to the library.
okay.
You probably could sit in on the ones that are just individual people that are planning on doing things at the library. That's what my gut is telling me, or should we just
Should we just leave
skip
just
the
to
whole
make
thing just
sure
to
we
be
don't-
safe?
Yeah.
What do you think? Stay out on the whole thing?
Because I see there's a
I think
difference
it's-
between the ones that Debbie put in for library specific and then others. I could see the difference, but
How,
I'm not a stickler for those things, so I don't know.
Well, however, that's 4 out of all of the
You
ones
know
that
what,
we
do
have.
they have, is there, don't they have a thing about,
Do you want to look it up?
conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest?
Let me see.
I think that's the training I'm supposed to do that I haven't done
Yes,
yet.
don't worry. It really doesn't take that long to do, and you'll be fine. My priority was making sure you were sworn in before you came to this meeting. There was a time when many people were not trained and they still participated, but we cleaned that up. Are you looking it up?
I'm trying to figure out what it might be under. No, that's not it. No,
How do I get back to the,
I don't know,
This back button up here.
okay.
I don't know.
Not sure if it was a town rule though, wasn't it an MCC rule?
It's both. MCC may be more,
Yeah. More strict.
Grand Cycle maybe,
specific.
Council Basics.
If it makes people feel more comfortable, we can leave the room for the discussion.
Are we kicking out people who have something to do with the library budget? Or
We're on the library board of library trustees, so yeah, we
Can friends of
technically approve the budget. This is outside the budget though.
Can
This,
Friends of the Library stay?
Let me continue looking for this conflict of interest. Here we go, it's right here.
There you go,
4
now you
people.
lose your
Go
quorum.
take a break.
So,
Oh yeah.
Anybody who's never been to the library can.
I live there part time, so
No.
I've never been to the library.
All right.
Okay,
So you
good,
can stay.
she's good.
You have to go after this meeting though, but for
I
now,
will.
good.
Okay. That seems fair. To be on the cultural council, I should take a tour of the town's
Really?
cultural activities.
Definitely.
All right. I'm on it. Let's see. Is to ensure, the purpose of the conflict of interest law is to ensure that public employees, including cultural council members, private financial interests and personal relationships do not conflict with their public obligations. Public employees must also avoid conduct which creates an appearance of conflict of interest.
right, well, that's a whole different
The
thing.
front of the library's gotta go.
That's
So
if
it's
you're-
you, and you? I mean,
I'm not a
you?
friend.
So there's 3 of us.
3?
So we
Is
still
that
have
a
5,
quorum?
right?
We still have
Okay.
Alright.
we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right?
We're not employees. No, we're not. We're
Right.
volunteers,
I'm agreeing with you.
yeah. I have to do conflict of interest recertification every year for the school department.
We
Yeah,
all
we
do,
do
that.
even for the
And
cultural
the
council.
cultural council. So I don't know, I mean, like I say, we'll step out.
Well, let's look at some examples that might be helpful. Okay. Can't do this. An LCC member applying for a grant, LCC member applying for a grant on behalf of somebody else, a member or immediate family member of an organization they're affiliated with, an affiliate of an LCC member or non-immediate family member has a financial interest in a grant, restrictions for former members, I don't know what that means. An LCC is faced with an application from a former member, no. Using one's LCC position to obtain benefits for oneself or others.
Can get discounts.
Does that count? holding another municipal position in addition to the LCC position, including second positions that are part-time and unpaid, AKA volunteer.
Okay.
All right, well, that's, there you go.
But
So,
are
we'll
you a
just go get
volunteer or are
coffee.
you just a friend? Okay.
Read
well,
that
this-
part
the
again.
friends don't vote, we vote on,
Yeah,
we have to
Yeah, that
approve
would
the
be
budget and
budget,
things
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
The friends don't, they
They're just
supplement.
fundraising
Yeah.
and yeah.
So let's just,
The friend can stay then. Vote for the friend to stay. Whew. I need a break after that. Okay, now do I hit the back button on this
Yes.
again to go back to what I was doing?
Yes.
Need one of these things. Hey, take a peppermint JoJo with you while you go. You can have a cookie in
Well,
the
you
hall.
go.
Well, you go. Yeah, that is the snack of the night.
How much is the total amount that we have to give?
5,600. Okay,
That's it?
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
We actually had 4,600,
So,
but I found 1,000 to put in. The thing is,
From
you'll
none.
find this in the training if you only have 1 year to do the project and to ask for reimbursement. After the 1 year is over,
You can't ask anymore.
you can't ask anymore. We've been very, very, very patient with several people who have applied, and then I've just taken the money back,
Because they never put in for it.
right.
which is lucky for us. And 5,600 is pretty good, actually. We had close to that last year as well.
Okay.
Okay. With that said,
All right,
first
so
one,
I-
Libraries Rock, a rocket workshop. Ed the Wizard. Ed
He's done.
has been here 3 times, just so you know. I looked into like the history of the grants and everything, so I know some of the repeat people how many times.
But it's something different he's doing this time.
It's very different, and he's including. Is it loading?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it might already be up here. Yeah.
Did we say something on purchasing supplies?
Here we go.
Do you remember?
Of what
I
they
said
can't
on
do?
that?
I just remember.
Because there's supplies in his.
I feel like it could have been supplies. It could not.
You just use 2 fingers.
Okay.
There you go.
Is it the?
Dragon tongue.
It was not allowed to be stipend or pay, but I didn't hear. I don't remember you saying supplies.
Okay. So I think we can be good
Because
with
that would
this.
make sense.
Now, we have to
looking
keep.
at her, clicking.
His salary was $224. $40 for the cost of mailings, PR, and posters for library. Includes travel material, $36. Rocket kit's $150. So the total is $450.
Was there a kid limit? There must be.
30, I think it
Was
said.
it 30? Okay. Oh, that's right. I did see 30.
It was up.
15 and 15 or something like that. I don't know if you
2
did
age groups, maybe.
two groups. Seems like kind of a fun thing.
That's cool.
You know.
So it's a 2-time event.
Or he'll do
No,
2
just
sessions,
once.
maybe.
2 sessions. Because he said something about. Where is it? I don't know where it is.
I didn't see the 15-15.
No, I just saw 30. 30.
I could have imagined it.
What's the turnout been like in the past when he's done other workshops?
Library things are pretty well attended, you know. I think they're worthwhile.
And
It's
usually they're in the summer too, so that's.
they're all most in the summer, and
Prime
sometimes
time.
they have like a little bit older kids things, and then
This looks like
a lot of
older
younger
kids
kids
Yeah,
thing.
I agree.
Yeah, it had like
Yeah.
ages
He
12 to
1 through
grades-
6 and then up.
grades 1 through 6 and up, trying to attract the young adult group.
So
early
probably the
teens.
older kids.
Okay. So do we want to say a yes right away on this, or just put a maybe on it?
I think it's a yes, just because it's different and it's.
You guys don't do a rating system like 1 to 4 and then choose the top ones at the end? No.
We just kind of talk about it.
Make a decision.
And then we'll put some maybes and then go back.
Because
So
we
we
have to
have-
just kind of play with the money like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say
So-
yes.
There are also times that we'll give a partial amount on it.
Okay.
Especially when we're running out. One thing that I noticed that was very different about this year is none of the schools applied for a grant.
Really?
None.
Blackstone did it? No, I didn't see it. I'm just kidding.
Nope. Nobody. Because usually they ask
You'd
for
have to
field trip
step up
money
for
and
that
that's
one.
like
I know,
usually
I
at
would.
least 1,000, 1,500, stuff like that. So we have a lot more money to play with this year. I think a yes on this one.
Yeah.
You know, he's been there 3 times. There are other people who have been here like 10 times.
And did the
Well,
same
and that's
thing.
what I
Right,
was
and
gonna
it's the
say,
same,
like,
same
It's
type
always
of
the same
thing.
thing.
Oh,
And this is
try to
different.
give new
And
people
we'll
opportunities.
and we'll
so-
discuss this when the time comes. Okay, so what do you think? What do you think at the end of the table?
Yeah.
Yes?
Sure.
Yes.
I think. Yes? Okay,
With the STEM teacher, I'll say yes.
of course.
Just, there you go.
So there's a yes.
I forgot to get everyone's names. Can we do that when they come back?
When they come back, we will.
Thank you.
Yep, no
There'll
worries.
be a test at the end,
I won't
so.
remember.
I'm married for now, just so you know. Well,
For
I'll be
now.
married later too.
Mary's my secretary. Secretary.
Ex-co-worker.
Administrative assistant.
Former, so.
Administrative assistant.
That's right.
She's my
I
right
just want to
hand.
play with petty cash, even though it doesn't exist. It just sounds fun.
Okay. All right, the next one is Davis Bates and Roger Tinknell. 2017 was their last visit. They have applied 9 times.
And they're also at the library.
And they do
kinda
the
hard to
same. They do the same show every year, and they've applied 9 times. They've been denied twice so far. So this is like the
Recently?
10th time.
Oh,
This is like the 10th time. I don't have the dates on him, which I could go back if you're really curious about it.
It's all right.
so about 100 people. I was trying to see what they do.
They do, according to this, they do songs and stories, like folk tales and folk songs.
Oh, okay.
Like
with
in between the
instruments.
songs, they play the banjo
And
and,
then
stuff
now,
like that.
yeah, okay, I know. I've seen them before.
It's an hour long. It says.
And they've been there 7 times. But
Do they usually get 75 to 100 people?
Well, that's what I'm gonna see if I can see the letter. Is it from? Oh, it's from him. I was wondering.
I think
if
there
it's
was a letter from
for Deb for the first one.
Deb after.
$6.50 is a lot for an hour for
That's
2
what I
guys.
thought too. The salary was
That's
bit
a high salary.
high.
I think they said artist in kind donation of fee, travel, marketing, and sounds. That takes $225 off, I think. And they always ask, if you can't get that much, where will you look for money? So we have to look for that spot also.
Where else are they going to apply that one?
Let's see.
I'll let you be in
That
touch.
was blank. Yeah, that's a blanker.
How will you adjust the project if the council cannot fund the entire amount you're requesting? For example, how will you raise additional funds in the event of partial function? I can't
Added-
read
they're giving
anymore.
an added discount
Partial funding may occur.
or library support, and the
The
total
li-
fee ranging from $500 to $650, or solo performance.
If lower, a solo performance may occur.
Have
We
you,
could-
ever, have you ever had any feedback from the community?
That's
or
what I'm
from
trying
the
to see
library
that
on-
library letter to see if it says how well the turnout is.
Oh.
It's right after that page that you just read from,
Mm-hmm.
or the page after the.
Is it that first one?
This yeah, it has a picture of the library on the edge of it.
Oh, great. Well, can't connect to the
We got
server,
booted
so we
off.
got booted off. Hope I can go back to where I
Let's
was.
see. I'm writing
Also,
the
wasn't
letters.
clear how this fit with the summer program.
What their theme, if they have a theme, because
Yeah,
sometimes
the-
they have
the
a
li-
theme.
Yeah, the rock
If you-
program or whatever.
This tab.
So libraries rock must be their theme
Yeah,
for the summer.
and I didn't really see how this fit.
You get a point there.
Whereas most of the other library apps were like STEM kind of stuff that.
Or relating to
Yeah.
What's STEM?
science, technology, engineering, and math. It's just trying to teach the fact that science and math and technology all kind of go hand in hand. And then there's STEAM, which adds the art aspect into it.
All right.
How about we put a maybe on this and come back to it? All right, the next one, you're going to have to scroll down, is storytelling performance for summer reading with Diane Edgecombe. I love how this is one long document. Didn't we talk about this
This
last
is so
year?
unreadable.
Yes.
It's very.
Oh, this is the letter from the library
Oh,
about
it came back
the
on.
last two guys.
Yeah, it was very
Vague.
Yeah.
I have been to some of those, and there's been maybe like 20 kids at the most with their parents.
Certainly not 100,
Not 100.
even including the parents, even
You
counting the
couldn't
way
fit
I do
100
sometimes.
kids in there.
I think, I don't know, I think maybe it's a lot to pay for.
I totally
For an
agree.
event like that.
Yeah,
Even
for
if
what we're
it's
getting.
even if it's 600, which is what they're really asking for,
Right.
you know, they're still in the maybe box.
Okay, so that's their letter. This is their CV.
They got a lot of stuff on
Press
there this
packet.
year, that's for sure. All right.
I think I know who these guys are.
The senior center's next.
No, we need to do
Oh, we
all
went
of
to
the
the
library
library.
things.
Oh,
So I
okay.
asked you guys to go all the way down.
I asked you. All right, all right.
Oh my gosh. Storytelling performance for summer reading with Diane Edgecombe.
Is that the name? Diane Edgecombe, the applicant?
Let's see.
That's the applicant. The project title is Storytelling Performance for Summer Reading.
What's her history?
Do you have those pages numbered?
No, but there's only, 15 of them.
Well, I'm assuming it's library. That's the other word, library.
Does she have a history of applying?
Yep, I can talk about that. Diane has been here twice. She has a website. I did look at it, and it was like a long-haired lady with
Must be it.
a harp player next to her,
David now.
and she was like telling stories and then kind of going into a song. So that's kind of what I saw of that. Are you almost there?
I don't know.
I feel like
know,
I feel
I'm
like
halfway.
I just went by the hip swayers.
What is it under? Like,
It's
you got a
above
ways
it.
to go.
All
You
right.
got 1, 2.
If you're
It's
going
the
through the
third one
document,
after
the
that.
bottom of it, it's on like page 73 of the
oh,
document.
73?
I was
Thank
on.
you.
I must have gone too far. So I'm on 87.
Wait to talk about that one.
Yeah.
I like that she says she'll at least tailor her performance to the theme.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that would look like, but
I don't know because, like, got her. That was a lot of scrolling, lady. Glad you were here to do that. Join in musical tales around the world, designed to complement the summer reading 2018 music theme, Libraries Rock. So it's
Oh, rock
not really a
music.
science, it's really a music thing.
But rock music or music.
Yeah,
But I could see. I mean, rock doesn't have to be rocks.
no. Oops. I got lost.
She was 4:45.
Does a lot of stories. Recipient of numerous awards for her storytelling, including 3 Storytelling World Honors Awards and Parents' Choice Silver Award. She's been on NPR. And
The Friends group will assist if we don't fund her fully.
so it's the same thing. $425, $20 for travel, $445. Price isn't too bad.
I think she'd probably command a larger audience than our maybe.
I think so. I think so. Do you want to still put it in the maybe category and just check out the other ones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, the next one that I wanted to go is the very last one, Seeing Sound Workshop.
That's the last one.
Very last one. Seeing Sound,
What's the
and
name?
it's Jennifer LaMarche.
Oh, it's a lot of money.
$450?
Oh, I'm looking at totals. Because the very end is the total.
Total of amount requested?
By everybody. I was just looking at the wrong thing.
It's a lot. All right. So she lives in
You
Millbury.
can't use the screen.
I am. Come on, it's a Mac. I'll go like this.
That was cute.
All right, so kids pre-K to grade 12. Number of youth served 12.
That's a little.
We recommend that you. This is the one that had 6 and 6. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the one I blended into. Best suited for kids aged 6 to 11. So that's the little kids. Gives them access to the STEAM.
What does she do?
What is her thing that she does?
Yep.
Let's scroll down. They may have information down here.
An interplay of music and art in the hands-on interactive workshop. Participants will engage on a visual and acoustical journey of seeing sound made visible geometric patterns formed. Participants will make interdisciplinary connections through multimedia projects. Science, music, math, and art capture the sound waves to create their own magical pieces of art to take home.
I don't think I would get it if I don't see it.
understand.
Okay, as a teacher, what this sounds like is they're gonna do like a water table, and then have the things underneath so they can see it. If you put a speaker
And the
next to it, it
vibration
makes
of
the
it.
vibrations. You can see the waves underneath it. It's probably some of that, and then
And then-
probably maybe putting paint on something
And like banging
then
on the table
it's
or
vibrating,
Vibrate makes it
or
the
maybe
design.
they're banging it. So it definitely sounds like a little kid thing.
Is it cool?
There I go again, touching your screen. Is it what?
Is it cool? Is it interesting?
could be. It depends. What if
How much does she
It's
want?
just 12. Only
900.
serves 12 kids.
Yeah.
She wants
That's a lot of
450.
money.
She wants
For
450.
12
She wants half of.
She wants half of it, so she wants
oh,
450.
450.
She's chair of the Millbury Cultural Council.
Do we make decisions?
Wait a minute, let me go back to the page of the conflict of interest.
Currently applying to be in the Webster Cultural Council.
Says she's the chair for the Millbury Cultural Council.
Oh,
You gotta be kidding me.
that's illegal, isn't it?
You can't do that.
I didn't think so.
Let's go back to that conflict of interest
Well, that
page.
was definitely
I don't know how
there.
to get there.
Oh, gosh.
Seems conflicty.
I mean, that's,
We have to go off of the book.
Okay.
So I think you said just hit the back button
Mm-hmm.
and then return to toolkit, and then I'm ready to do your screen again.
Yep.
Cancel basics, I think. Arg.
oh, it's right, yeah. It's currently the chair.
Cycle. Oh, where is it? I'm gonna have to keep this up this time.
Apparently. Get a lot of conflict.
I'm just trying to remember where it was on this thing. Requirements, maybe? So irritating. Conflict of interest found it. Okay, somebody remember? It was on the grant cycle page.
We can keep that up and then just click over to the other.
Okay, here we go. This is not going to be a pleasant denial letter to write if this is the case.
Carbon copy.
An LCC member applying for a grant, LCC member applying for a grant on behalf of somebody else, an LCC member, no, the affiliate of an LCC member or non-immediate family member has a financial interest. Restrictions for former members. Still didn't know what that was.
Must be like a time period after you retire that you can't apply or something.
Using one's LCC position to obtain benefits for oneself or others. Holding another municipal position in addition to the LCC position, including second positions that are part-time or unpaid. But that doesn't really mean LCC in some other town. I think it's going to be all right.
I mean, I would hope that she wouldn't have applied if it wasn't.
That she would know.
But-
Yeah. So I think if you just click on whichever one we're on. Yeah, this one. Then it'll bring you back to the booklet, I think.
Yay! Okay, so back to this
Where was she at the end?
Seeing Sound workshop.
Yep.
I still don't really
She's never
understand.
applied. It's kind of a vague description, so I'm not quite confident on how exciting it would be. I'm not sure.
She had some links, I think, if we really
And it's a
wanted to look
really short, a little amount of kids. Maybe
Right, you can only have 12
up. Oh,
kids.
that was somebody else.
That's a really, really little.
Small.
The
amount.
other one,
There'll be like a first.
the other one was like 30 kids,
Right, or
right?
like sign up. A lot of
Yeah.
them
The other
do
one
it
was
sign up.
30
The
kids,
interactive
right?
storytelling thing.
No, the Ed the Wizard.
Oh, Ed.
30,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was 30 kids, which is
But it was clear of what they were going to do.
clear what they were going to do, and that's pretty exciting. They'll probably have to sign up for it and all that good stuff.
Right, which is fine, but
It makes sense to choose a variety of activities that target different age groups, right?
true.
So do we already have something that we feel pretty positively about that targets the 6 to 11 age group? Or do you feel more positive about the storytelling person than this one? Because I think that was that age group.
Well, the other, like the storytelling one, would definitely service more kids, more people.
I agree. Okay.
It's just that Bates and Tinknell have been here 9 times. 7 times.
They're not the storytellers.
The Diane one.
Yeah.
Well, they, yeah.
No, they're the ones that have like the banjo and stuff like that. So you're looking at the Diane Edgecombe, the Living Myth. Yeah, she would be better for smaller kids. You got older kids with Ed the Wizard. So do you want to put a yes on that?
The storytelling one?
Storytelling one?
Sure.
Diane.
All right. And then Seeing Sound is only going to help how many kids?
12?
I say no on
I
that.
say no. I agree.
Quite a few.
What do you think? No?
I agree.
Okay.
Because she wants double the amount.
For half the kids.
Can we let her know, like in the rejection letter, that was
The reasoning?
why?
Yeah, there's some, like, so ideas to choose from, like wording
So
of
maybe next year
reasoning.
she could be more clear about why it's only 12.
Or service more somehow.
Right, exactly. Or how she
I don't know
could
if she's
service
just
more kids.
guessing, like, or if that's
Right, or
all
is
the
it
equipment
set
she's
up?
gonna bring to set, set up for 12.
Right, with the other one with the science kits, they're 30 because there's probably 30
Right,
science
kids,
kits. That's what it's
right.
purchased.
Yeah.
So she would have to rent space at the library?
No, the library would just let her have the space.
Why is she charging for space rental?
She took that off.
Out of the kindness of her. Is that what they call it?
Out of the kindness, out of the kindness of their
They always
library
use-
hearts.
Oh, I see.
See, she took
Yeah.
it off.
Yep.
So,
So what about our maybe for the library?
The Bates.
Can we keep it as a maybe? while
just
we
keep
go
it as a
through the
maybe. We'll go
other
through
things?
everything else, and then if we need to talk about it, we can just kick them out again. Okay.
We had 56 to start with, right?
Kate, you around? You girls, you ladies around?
Which
They
one's
were
next?
listening the whole
4,000.
time.
Probably.
I can try to get to it.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go back to.
We're gonna go back to the number 3, musical or educational programs.
We
It's
have-
the Douglas Senior Center.
We have $4,705
Okay.
Left?
left, burning a hole in our pocket. I saw that one too. I was scanned in. That looked kind of odd.
So we're at senior center?
Yes.
Yep, senior center.
Tricia.
Senior center is next. They have always asked for 1,000 and we've always given them 500. They've done this several years in a row. They use the money very carefully, but the 500 always is like dibbled out through the year, and I don't know if they really need an extra 200. Only because we've got a lot of other people to consider right now.
And it doesn't have to be for a specific project, it can just be...
They say
Operating
multiple educational and musical programs, and that's exactly what they do
Yeah,
every
they do.
single time. They have like Halloween show, they have somebody come in and talk about one subject or another. They're pretty good.
So going back to like what's required to get payment, so they're showing, they give us like something that shows a flyer or something.
Yep.
That shows what they
have the
did.
exact example
Okay.
right here. Sometimes she gives me a lot actually, but it'll be like the poster from the thing. She usually gives me the clip from the newspaper.
Yeah.
She's very thorough.
Okay.
She has the invoice from Jack Radcliffe and an invoice from herself because she ended up paying it, and then we paid her. So
And you say you give them 500?
we've been giving them 500.
But isn't it 700 now?
They always ask for 1,000 in years past.
Yeah, but it's 700 here.
hmm
Okay.
So they're lowering. Maybe they're hoping we'll give them 700 because we never give them 1,000.
Okay.
I don't know.
Bargaining.
Is there anything different written in it than we have before?
Not really.
God, I keep using your screen. Can't you make this an iPad?
I was doing the opposite. I was trying to do stuff on the keyboard. And I'm like, it's just broken.
Maybe I should trade with you.
Looks the same. Similar.
Is
But
is this yours, Maura?
Sorry?
Is this yours?
Yeah, let me write this down.
You don't want to say it out loud?
Trust me.
Not,
We're not, don't hold it to the camera.
Is that a one?
Yeah, right here in case it happens again.
Oh my god.
oh, we're
Nice
really moving
security
fast
there.
tonight,
Yeah.
aren't we? Oh my god.
Oh, the network connection wasn't. Okay,
All
it's
right,
gone.
we're gonna move a little faster. We really are, I promise.
Sorry.
On here, I see 1,000. Am I on the right?
That's for youth outreach, summer youth theater program. Is
From
1,000.
them, you mean?
Oops, no. Musical and educational programs.
It's 700.
Yeah, but in the middle of it, it says they want 1,000, so I'm trying to figure
Well,
out
there's
where that came.
additional
They're
income and get
using
300.
other money.
Douglas Sunshine Club,
The Sunshine Club,
300.
oh, okay.
Take
All
off
right,
it.
that makes sense. I understand now. All right. Do you want to keep it as a maybe right now, only because
the amount.
we've been consistent with the 500, which we certainly could, or we could consider the 700, but we've got such a huge list at this point.
So they're a yes, but maybe on a amount.
Let's just put it on a maybe right now, as far as
Just
that,
for the amount
yeah.
wise.
Yep. I'll put a little dollar sign to remember that. Okay, the Youth Outreach Summer Theater Program. It's through the White
the Rock-
Community
oh,
Center.
yeah.
They have applied 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Been denied 3 times, and one of the, so that's, they played 2 times, one of those 2 times, they did not ask for reimbursement, and we recycled the $500 that we had granted them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
work for the company that donates their theater space. Should I step out?
Yep.
Small towns.
What's the day I get to step out? Oh, yeah. June 2018. We'll talk about that some other time. All right, so
So they're asking us for 1,000.
they're asking us for $1,000. I do agree it's a lot,
And we've given
I
them
do-
500 in the past.
We gave them 500 in the past,
And they didn't.
and they didn't
They didn't
get it back. The reimbursement for the other one was like quite a while ago, so maybe it was somebody else or something like that. But
How recent is the one that they never,
within the last 2 years.
I was gonna say, I seem to remember since I've been on that was an issue. We had that money and weren't sure what we were supposed to do with it.
Well, you know, there is the 1 year rule, which it was already past that. Then I made a phone call after the 1 year and said, if you fill this out, you'll get $500.
And there was no response.
Waited until June when I was having my accounting meeting, which was several months later, still nothing. It just came back. We re-encumbered it back into our
Yeah, I
pot.
would say no.
Because you just can't.
I would agree.
I say no.
Say no.
You know. Okay. What do you think?
I agree. No.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like a good program, but if they're not gonna.
It doesn't sound like they're
Access
gonna
the
need the
money,
money
yeah.
as much as
What we
some
discussed in
others.
the past was how many kids from Douglas go to this.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's like partially the what's that?
Is it the Rockdale Youth Center?
Rockdale
too?
Youth Center and partially the other one. And then they actually are gonna have the play at Alternatives, which is great, and I love that and everything.
But you're right, and how does it benefit actual citizens of Douglas?
Right.
How many people from Douglas go to these things?
Oh,
Yeah, they'll go to them or the kids part, but not to the. And I just feel like, especially if we've had issues with them reimbursing,
Yeah.
let's give it to someone who we know
Right,
possibly could.
Okay.
right.
Jennifer, you wanna come back in? I don't know if she can hear us.
Hello?
All right.
Right, so then,
Nothing personal.
Good catch.
Good catch, though. That was a really good one. Okay. The Blackstone Valley Community Chorus is next. There were 10 applications, 4 were denied, so they played 6 times on grants. In 2016, the $1,000 grant we gave them was not reimbursed.
Was that the last time that we gave them money?
Mm-hmm.
$1,000.
that's crazy.
I could do a lot of shopping.
Right? I still haven't finished my Christmas
I
shopping.
know.
What are everybody's thoughts about this? We had questions about this in the past because one of the things had already occurred.
Oh, that's
And
right.
then there was one in the future, but I did go back and look, and it is legal to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think?
I like that it's an ongoing thing, that it's not a one-time event. I like that it's an inclusive, right? It's not, is it an one-time event?
Yes, it sounds like it's one. It's they're doing the Messiah handles.
Oh,
Now, does this
I thought they
matter?
were just
I'm sorry.
kind of
go-
featuring that. I thought it was.
You know, he
ongoing.
talked about them having to, they have to live in Massachusetts, right? The artistic director, Diane Pollard,
Yep.
is an active member of the Theater of Northeastern Connecticut.
She
Okay.
lives in Douglas, though.
Oh, she lives in,
Yeah.
oh, okay. All right.
I used to work with her.
Because then it says concerts. So I think that's why I assumed
If there are any other-
Well, yeah,
that the chorus did more.
They play around the area a lot.
How does it work when they apply to multiple cultural councils? Is that part of the reason why some of them might not be asking for money because they got other grants?
Or different amounts, yeah.
Because they're applying to like 8 other.
So it must be pretty hefty of what it
Yeah,
costs in
there's a
general.
bunch of them here.
I think they play all over the state, so that's probably why they ask from each individual council. Even some of the musicians that we have on here, I know they
Yeah, they try.
apply elsewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, again, I'm just going back to them not
I know.
Yeah.
not using the money in the past. It puts us in a bad spot.
And right now, we're at $4,705, basically. We haven't
what we
spent
have
any
left.
other money yet.
Well,
And we haven't even talked about the summer concert
I know,
series
we've got
yet,
all
so
this
we've got to
stuff.
get through
yeah,
these.
we could say no and then
Yeah,
tell her in the
I'm
rejection
gonna-
letter that, she can demonstrate that she would use it next time then.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one's kind of tricky. It's called In the Eyes of Another. It's the Rest Foundation.
Yeah, I read
Is this the movie?
Yeah, it is the JDRF, the Diabetes for Kids.
It's interesting.
Where does it say they play? Or have they not found a place?
I think that one they didn't find a place, right?
Various theater, library, schools, so there was
Yeah.
no space mentioned.
So,
Seems like they haven't made the movie yet.
Yeah.
They need
that's
the
what
money
I-
to make the movie.
Yeah, they're looking for producers and
so they haven't made
they're
they
on
haven't made the
Kickstarter
movie
and
yet.
GoFundMe campaigns.
We can't do that.
Yeah. that
That's
sounded
against
Oh, okay.
that's against
Yeah.
our policy. We can't
Okay.
do that. If this movie was already made,
We could film, they have a session where they're watching it, but not.
But it's because they don't have a product to
Yeah.
offer. We
There's
It sounded to me
nothing.
like they wanted money, and in exchange for us giving them money, they would like give us some type of credit in the film.
Get the salary.
Our name would be on the credits?
Totally
No.
missed that.
we can't contribute to a project that hasn't occurred yet.
Right, so.
It has to be like they're showing the movie to us. So that's a no right there.
Okay.
General.
It was interesting, but
Lawyer, like.
come on back.
There's no, what's it called?
that.
Product.
Excuse me.
I'm just talking out loud. Myself.
Crap services.
161 grand. That's what it was.
No, that's what I was just saying.
Okay. I would like you guys to jump down to the Pie Potter of Hamelins if you would like to go down there.
If I can find it.
So skipping the hip swayers.
Yeah, because all the rest of the things we're going to talk about are going to be part of our summer concert series.
Okay.
Maybe. So I want to ask the Pie Potter Hamlin has had 11 applications, 6 denials. I've had him play at the senior center, and I had him play at the farmers market. It was very difficult to set up with him. He was not very pleasant with the farmers market people, and it was really tough to get him into the place and everything. Once he got there, he did a great performance, and the kids came around and things like that. But it kind of worries me. I also think about performer burnout in the town.
Yeah.
Because he's been here like 5 times. I can't imagine another place where we could have him. He's been to the library, been to the senior center, been to the farmer's market. I don't think he would work as an opening act for music. You know,
I thought he made pottery.
he does. He makes pottery in front of the people
Okay.
and then
She would
talks
think of
about it.
another place where people gather. There's really no other space or timing that would work
I
out.
just got confused when you were talking about music. Playing music.
It's different.
Well, it's different, but this different thing has been to every place in
Okay,
Douglas.
all
That's
right.
the problem that I'm having.
Okay.
If we give them a little break and then, you know,
Yeah.
another year, have them come to
Mhm.
something. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, that's fine.
Awful quiet over there back
When's
at the
the
table.
last time he was here?
Yeah.
3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Well, we did that
2
in
years
last
ago?
year,
Did
so it's been at least 2 years.
It was 2 years ago.
do you think it'd be
I
something
think we
that
could definitely wait.
right? Because even if it's 2 years ago, the senior center would have had him recently too.
Yeah.
That would be
Recently
3
enough.
years ago.
Yeah.
And then 4 years ago was the library. Probably. Somewhere there. Somewhere in there, anyways.
I would say no. Maybe next
I
year
agree.
we could
Well,
think about having
he
them
says
at
here,
the
I
library
understand it
again.
is not the responsibility of the cultural council to locate a venue. It is my responsibility.
We are gonna have the money if we wanna use it.
Yeah. His last application, when we sent him the letter, he said to me, where am I setting up? So then I had to look for a place for him to do his pottery show.
You print this out and you highlight it and you send it back to him.
He probably put it in because of that. That's what I'm guessing. You know.
Wow.
And my guess would be he'd go to the library.
Right.
Because the library loves to have shows and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Wonderful to work with and exceptionally kind and understanding.
Is that what he said to him about himself?
that's South Hadley. South
Oh, that's
Hadley
what South Hadley
Cultural
said.
Council.
Oh, they said that about him?
And then the Oakham, they also had him do shows in the school, I think. The
It looks
library
like he
show
went to
in
a
the
lot of
school.
schools.
So he could do a school thing. Do you want to put a maybe on it?
Let's do maybe for now.
How would it work if he went to the schools? Would we contact the schools or tell him to?
Well, it said on the
He
application
says
that
that
he's
he's
responsible to
That's
find
true.
his own place. You know, if I make a suggestion to him, then it's going to become my responsibility
Right.
to make sure that he can do that.
Gotcha.
So I'm just a little hesitant on that. I'd be happy to put it on a maybe right now,
Okay.
and then we can talk about it.
And his price was.
His price was $400.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, if you want to, I don't know, just, what do you want to hit?
The one that I'm on next, David Maloof.
Okay. He said he will take $275 instead of $300. Somewhere he said that.
Okay.
Does anybody
And he was
remember
here
the
last
name?
year?
David Maloof.
Yes.
I
I
remember
remember
the
that
name,
name.
but I
Is that-
can't remember who it was. Was he at the Jenks?
Yes, he opened at the Jinx.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
This is David Maloof is a person who is like kind of just starting out on learning how to be a musician and learning how to sing and entertain people and things like that. And
It was so we were rained out of having it on the common. So it was a last minute change to the Jenks store to an indoor night. So it was a little bit, I'm sure it was thrown off a little bit.
And that's the same one that took forever to pack up, right? I'm like,
yeah.
okay, that's a no for me. No, just kidding.
I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello.
I'll just say no. 28 years of experience. Oh, teaching.
Yeah, I guess the question is also how does he fit into the rest of the summer?
Yeah.
Well, he was part of the summer concert series last year, but
So we have 5 potential
We got-
summer acts, do we need 5 or?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5.
5 including the Beatles.
Yeah.
Back?
Beatles. The Beatles
David
want
Maloof, we
$600.
used- one thing I will say is we used him as a opening act. Opening acts are usually not paid a lot of money, from what I've heard from other musicians. We gave him too much money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably one of the reasons he says $275. But like
Give them $100.
an opening act,
Yeah.
$75, $100.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
So if we were going to do anything, we'd put him into the maybe column.
As 100.
And open for one of the summer concert shows.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Then say no. Just say no.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can say no.
Yeah.
I'm already a no, but
Me
you know,
too.
I'm only one person here. So.
Well, you just had 2 others say no also. So.
Who else said no?
I said no.
You said no?
I
You
was
said
there.
I missed that
No? You
one.
said no?
That's what I think it's important. Yeah, if you were there and you're saying that.
What about the
What about you?
song with the
You were
dog
there.
barking?
Oh my God, please don't. Oh my God.
You want to sing it to him?
I actually videoed a little bit of you guys recap.
It was a hard night, that's all I can say. It was a hard
Didn't we go
night.
for drinks after that?
Yep.
Yes, we did.
Reminder that you are being filmed. The
Oh,
open
sorry.
meeting notice. Tell all your friends to download it now on YouTube. We did.
Francis Hart.
I feel like saying no
I
on,
agree.
on
I'm a no
David
as well.
Maloof.
I'll go right along with it.
Okay.
I agree.
That's
Okay.
fine.
All right. Dana, yes, no, maybe?
Oh, that's fine, yeah,
Okay.
I'm good with that. Y'all haven't made me want to go see him, so.
I mean, I feel,
Go down,
I
go
know,
down
feel
one,
bad.
I feel
Gary.
bad.
and then you can
I
cheer up a little bit.
tried, but.
All right. Do not disturb. Okay, so we're on the one just below Maloof, which is Gary Poplowski. He is
I'm never gonna find that.
Oh, the Great Whisker
JDRF
Pickers.
World.
They're only asking
this-
for 300.
Can we do this one next?
Oops.
Since I'm on
You
it.
could do it.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
That's
Sure.
good. That's
The
fine.
Whisker Pickers have not
Yeah.
raised their price.
It's
We had a
300.
lot of people both years that we had them come.
They do
Yeah.
put on
The
a
summer
good show.
like
concert
them.
series.
I like
They do
them.
a good show.
Yeah.
I say yes on that.
Yes.
I agree.
Everybody else?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That made it easy. You doing the math?
Yep.
Okay.
Where are we at?
4405?
Oh, really?
What is it? 44?
4405.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Zoom all.
Oh, well,
the-
did we say yes to Can we say that out loud? Because they're here.
we did say no. We can talk about it. We already voted on it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Diane was a yes.
Diane Edgecombe was a yes, so that was 445.
Okay, just
Did you
making
take
sure.
that out?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check because I had it as a half circle.
Okay.
See the last one?
All right. So good with him.
We're up to the hip swears.
Can we go up to the hip swayers? Yeah.
They were good.
I like them.
They were a
good.
blast.
They were the ones
Yeah.
that were
We,
after the
Yeah.
David Maloof, right? Inside?
Yes.
yeah, they were
Yes.
inside.
And I
know.
feel like if we were outside, if the rain did, they would have
I
definitely
agree.
brought in a big crowd.
The night that I went to the Douglas Orchard and Farm and saw the performance, it was the hip swayers, and there was
Oh.
quite a
And
few
they
people
were-
there.
They played
A lot
an
of
area as well.
Douglas-ites, you know, including like their family and stuff. But
Yeah.
it was like a
Oh,
lot
cool.
of people from Douglas
I
there.
liked them a lot.
Does anyone
I
think
agree.
that the salary they listed was a little high?
Not really.
Okay.
What was it?
It's 600. The thing is when you have somebody that plays like all over the area,
They're more professional. They're
the more professional,
experienced.
more experienced they are, the more money they charge. I mean, it's their livelihood.
And there's someone
You know.
who has like a following, so there will be people in
Right.
the area that
Okay.
know they're playing and they will come
Right.
over. It's not just like a local little guy. It's somebody that does draw a crowd.
Okay.
So do you want to yes that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What are we down to now?
Forever Fab.
Okay, I went on this.
3,805.
3,805.
805.
Okay. Going down to this Forever Fab,
Is that Francis Hart?
Francis Hart, a cultural and historical reflection of the 1960s through the music of the Beatles. The title of it scared me because it sounded like the guy David Malouf. It sounded like that. However, if you looked at any of their websites that they showed, they play the Beatles music pretty good. And we are looking for variety at the summer
Which we
concert
need,
series.
yeah.
How many are we looking to do? More than 3 now? Or
As many as we can. I mean, if we want to build it every year. We had 2 the first year, and then last year we had 3.
okay. I thought 3 was a little bit too short.
3 was short.
Yeah.
But the thing we have to keep in mind is we've got a lot less work to do having it on the farm because
Right.
they're going to do a lot of advertising as well. They have like those come to Blackstone Valley brochures, and they're going to list the concerts in there.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
They'll put it on their website. I mean, we can still do some of our stuff, but we don't have to be like slaving away like we did on the last couple of years when we had the concerts.
Do all the publicity
Yeah.
ourselves.
So there's going to be a lot of help with that, and I think they have chairs.
Oh.
I think they bought chairs, so
They do, they have
could actually have that. So,
Wow.
Sounds like you're a
And-
yes.
did anybody listen to music?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you're on it. So scroll back the other way. Nope.
I'm
far.
not on it here. You want me to click on something?
Pick one song. One person. I don't know who's doing this here.
You got it? Are you doing something here?
It's not
I'm trying to
right.
find there.
I don't think so.
Whoever gets there first. Are you there?
Examples.
I'm here.
Go ahead, you do it.
All
You
right.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go back.
Your
Your connection is
It doesn't
not
sound-
private.
I did the same thing.
I know. I didn't know what to do with that.
Let's see.
I'm not gonna mess around with that. Then I'm gonna.
I love my
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Let's see. What did it? Forever Fab. Beatles tribute. Let's see.
And that didn't come up when I looked at it at home. That's kind of funny. Can I have a cookie?
Oh,
I need
yeah.
a peppermint Jojo. I don't know about you guys while
it
we're
big?
looking this up.
I haven't been to the orchard since they
I've never
switched
been.
hands, so.
Is that the one on Locust Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about?
Yeah.
It's near where I live.
Yeah. Right down the street. Pass it around.
Cookies.
Any other little sites? Oh,
No, I had to
it
go
was
back.
so dizzy to do all
I
that.
got it. Slowly but
Thank you.
surely. Okay.
They look just like them.
I like the poster where they got their faces superimposed on Sergeant Pepper.
Loading. Loading.
It's like the internet at my house.
Oh.
If I needed someone to love, you're the one that I'd be thinking of.
It just sounds good.
If I needed someone, if I had someone
I would say yes.
I say yes, absolutely.
That's very good.
to stay,
Do you want background music?
Let's do it.
No,
I
it's
like
gonna
it.
Load it again.
What
What
do you
was the
think?
name of
Sure.
it? Because it's still loading.
Fab Forever.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Or Forever Fab.
Oh.
I'm not sure
Same
which.
thing. And what's their price?
600.
600. That's well, this is loading.
Seems like they're going right.
The next is Mark Mandeville.
We're at 3,205.
Okay. He is asking 600, and it's only for the Douglastown Common concert. I think in the past he had asked for more money, because he was also playing at Oktoberfest. So the 600 is like the standard rate he would have put for one performance. Mark Mandeville and Rayanne Richards just came back from Canada. They had a whole tour up there in the western part of Canada, which is kind of exciting.
Do they walk there too?
No, they did not walk there too.
They walked all the
No.
way up there.
They have a yearly walking
I
tour,
just read that.
which is becoming harder
No, it's
every
not.
year because they're getting older. Last year, we gave them a grant to play at the Jenks store.
They named you.
Nora Wormy from the Douglas Cultural Council is committed to the success and promotion of this event. Well,
He kind of makes it
Whoa.
sound like you have a conflict of interest.
Gotta step out.
I gotta go out of the finally, I get out of the room. Yay! That is so funny.
Really? I didn't really
I'm
mean that.
leaving the room.
That's I can't see it now. Now it's not loading.
So he wants 600 too.
I thought he was okay.
It's okay.
I don't think he's like, they were the greatest out of them all.
They actually play them on the radio.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
them.
Really?
they're another one that has a following. Like
They do, and I
there's
like
usually
that. I
one.
just want to.
for a long time.
I just want to make sure that it's a variety.
That's
I mean, as much as we can from whoever is applied.
Yeah.
I think so far, yeah. I mean, they play original music, so they're not a cover
Well,
band.
that's true. It's there.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
That's true.
I'd love to
yeah.
get a cover
They
band.
do have new music they play every year.
What we do with the Beatles.
I would vote yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So what does that bring? Would that bring us to?
2605. Left. We still have one of the library ones to decide on in the senior center.
All right, can we bring
Is
Nora
that
back?
is that it for the just those two left?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Those two.
Oh wow.
Little break in there. All right. All right.
Right, who do we have left?
I'm lost in this.
So what's
Document.
the dealio?
So huge.
We said
We
It
approved.
should be like tabs for each of the little
That would be
applicants.
nice.
And, you know, I said that to the cultural council, and they're like, well, we're doing the best we can. I don't know if they have, like, a lot of volunteers there, or not enough staff, or
Yeah.
just don't know how to do it. So that was Mark, and he was a yes.
Who's Gary Papla? Did we? Oh,
We
that
did. We
was-
went
that's
through
great.
Whisker.
Okay.
Whisker.
Okay.
it's the one library, one in the senior center.
Yep.
The two left.
The maybes that we had.
How much money do we have left?
2605.
And the first maybe was for the library, 600, Bates and Tinknell,
Mm-hmm.
story and song celebration, which they've been there a bunch of times. Then we had
Senior center.
senior center, should we give them $700?
And then the Pied Piper was in our maybes.
Where's
I
the Pied
believe.
Piper? Oh,
Oh, did that
oh
move
my
over?
gosh.
Probably said no.
Hold the
Yeah, I had
phone.
a note for that.
Hold the phone, everybody. You know, one thing that we discussed that you did not have on the thing? We're allowed to use a
was just
certain
gonna say
that,
percentage
yeah.
of our
That's
money
right, for-
to create our own project.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the percentage?
It was 20?
I thought it was 10.
I thought it was like, yeah, I thought it was like 10%. We gotta look on an
Here.
email for that.
Would it be in the
It wasn't an email.
grant cycle stuff?
You can look, but I think it was an email. Because it came so fast.
Was it from Charlotte or?
Yeah. Because I had a couple of ideas about that too, you know. It was before that.
While she's looking, would people mind introducing themselves?
Oh, sorry.
I'm so bad.
We're usually good at that, but
Oh my god.
Bev?
Yep.
Hi, Bev.
I'm Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
Dana?
Hi, Dana.
Jahyla,
Tyler.
Kate,
Mary.
No.
Well, what
If
do
your
you
council
have in
would like-
mind for our
If your council would like to propose a council program and have not submitted an application, you must prepare it. Councils do not have to vote on the proposal during the voting meeting, but must know how much of the allocation to set aside for it.
So what do you have in mind?
Well, if we wanted, we could hire more music.
Mhm.
There's the classical music. Let me see if I got an email back from them yet. Classical music. What was it called? The Blackstone Valley.
Chamber of Commerce.
No, it's 4 female musicians, and they all play like bass instruments. I know I texted one of you at least this summer about that. I had seen them. I mean, we could skip it this year. The other thing I'm sad about is the juggler. Henry the Juggler didn't apply.
yeah, he was good.
And we wanted to have him as an opening act for one of the concerts. He was great.
That was good for bringing the kids in.
It was.
It was. It brought the kids right in.
It's right here. Blackstone Valley Quartet.
Yeah, that's them. But I emailed them with how much they were gonna pay, how much they cost. Can't do them really
Too much.
too much. I don't know how much because they didn't email me
Oh.
back. They said they were
Well, we don't
interested
have to
months
decide
ago.
that right now, right? We just have to say what we're gonna set aside.
Yeah, which I'm still looking for.
I think it's in this email, but it doesn't say.
We don't have to vote on the proposals during the voting meeting, but must know how much the allocation set aside.
Yeah. What do we have for a total right now with everything that's?
To spend?
Yeah.
2,605.
Okay.
We started with 5,600.
Right.
So
So do we have ones that we have to go back to decide on? So why don't we do that first and see what we have?
okay. It's driving me nuts.
Allocation for a what is it, a project, did they call it?
Yeah.
A program.
Are you on the MCC website?
I'm just Googling a whole bunch of words and see if it comes up.
Okay. I'm gonna put it aside for now. Let's go back to senior center. They're asking for $200 more than we usually give them. So
That's fine.
we have 2,605
money,
left.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say we do it.
So we'll say yes on that.
Yeah.
Especially if they're using it.
They are.
They use every penny. They take their time on it. And the other ones were the Pied Potter, Hamlin, Creativity Builds a Better World, the Potter. Didn't we
I
decide?
thought we said no on
I
him.
thought we said no on him.
Oh,
We got
we said
him
no.
for maybe. I don't know why. No. Give him a break.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe next year.
So library, I mean, the senior center, yes on that, 700. So how much do we have left now?
1905?
1905. That's a lot of money.
What was on
there
the
another
spring concert? We said no on
The
that?
Bates, so maybe?
The Messiah Spring Concert.
Messiah?
Yeah, I said no on
We
that.
said no on that, right?
Yeah.
What about the other library one?
The Bates and
Davis Bates and Roger Tinknell.
Yeah.
Library people gotta leave the room so we can vote on this. Sorry. See, I thought it was exciting to leave the room. You guys are all,
We've already been out.
yeah, I know. They take the walk.
So the deadline has already passed. We can't. There's no other people that are going to apply for grants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, with all that money, we can do something with it.
Can we buy the T-shirts for the summer concert for us, or is that not allowed?
We'd have to raise money for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we do have some petty cash, but I don't know how much.
Okay.
I would love that.
Like the logo and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you like the new Massachusetts Cultural Council logo?
no.
I don't like it. I think it's kind of like 1970s retro.
It looks like, yeah, like Tupperware from
saying that.
1970s.
Okay, back to this Tinknell folks here. $600. We thought it was too much. We put a maybe on it.
What do you
We-
guys have?
We had a maybe
it
on
was
the
the
second
first
one,
one.
Davis Bates and
Bates.
Roger Tinknell.
1905.
Reading Song and Story Celebration.
I said we could just hire one of them if we wanted to.
They've been here 7 times.
I would just do 405 and have our budget have an extra $1,500.
But I wonder how much, I'm looking up to see how much we can
Yeah.
save. Because at least, hopefully it's at least 600, because that's the going rate for somebody, it seems like. I think it's in this document, but this document is...
Well, we have 1905 right now.
Yeah,
If we
you give
throw all 600 at him, we'll still have over $1,000. $1,305. Or we could offer him a little less.
Like 4.
405.
You want to get rid of that 5, don't
I
you?
do. I don't
I
like
do
that.
too. I feel the same way.
It's driving me nuts.
That's fine.
Oh, it was Diane that did that to us.
Okay.
Oh,
But at 405, do we just get one of them?
It's up to them.
Up to them.
They
Doesn't
decide.
matter to us.
They decide, I think. Argue out. Is that enough money for both of us? Whatever.
You can wait in the car.
So do you want to give them $405?
Sure.
Okay. You can come back in.
We're done.
They're having too much fun out there
they
now.
are.
So 1,500, let's see.
Alright.
So what do we have? 1,500 even?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I don't have printed is like how to do that.
Did you find what the percentage was?
No. It should be in this.
You had that at the last meeting, and I think it was like 6 to 10%. So what's 10% of 1,500?
Well, no, you want 10%.
I mean,
salary.
or 5,600?
Right.
$550.
$760. Oh God,
So we gotta spend more.
we have too much money.
And not enough people is really what it is.
Yeah.
Have enough money, just...
I know.
How many applicants?
All right, going back, who did we say no to, or who would be, like the next on the list to say, okay, we would,
Youth Summer Theater, we said no. The Messiah and Spring Concert, we said no. The movie we can't do anyways, that was a no.
David Malou.
The Potter,
Bring them on.
just do it.
Just do it.
he's on his own.
David Malou. What the heck?
No.
For like an intro?
No.
How about the Piper? Because we know that
He does a
if
good
he's,
job.
he does a good job if he's going to find his own place.
We can get intro acts for free.
No, we have a problem because we have too much money left over.
Right.
No, the other ones,
We
yeah.
usually spend every single cent. It's
Yeah.
like poof, gone.
So yes on the Potter,
Yeah.
but he has to find his own place.
Mm-hmm.
When nobody's helping.
And how much is he?
400.
450, 400.
So that brings us to what?
1100.
1,100.
So we need one more.
Because all we can spend is $560.
Mm-hmm.
Which could maybe be one act.
One act.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We could find one. It's
Yeah.
pretty close to 600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Offer them
And would
dinner
like
or
the
something.
same rules apply, or we could just, it could be anything? Like, would the person have to fit into the cultural council grant rules, or no, this would just
Yeah.
be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has to
Yeah.
fit into
Yeah.
what a
Yeah.
normal grant would
Okay.
be, yeah. It can't be special chairs for us for when we have our concerts, no. That'd be fun. No, we gotta
But it
get on the
couldn't-
t-shirts first.
But it couldn't be like non-professional
No.
musicians or anything,
It has to be somebody who's worked for a year or more.
right?
So, Gary Poplowski's girls always do a,
Oh, the...
they always do a
The ukulele
thing.
girls,
Yeah.
and then he gives them a cut from his money, right?
Right. So is that they've been playing for more than 1 year? They've been both years. They've
twice.
They
done-
were good, those girls.
They're excellent.
They were
Yeah.
excellent.
They
So
were
we
really
could
good.
offer a few hundred to them if we wanted to split it up that way. Just try to find some cheap opening acts. We could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
So you're bringing
But-
back that other guy, too?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay, I won't be there. I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Really.
So,
This is so odd that we didn't have a field trip this year. This is why
Yeah.
we're
like
in
the
this.
chorus.
gonna
Yeah,
ask about
nothing
that.
from
The
the
chorus
chorus.
always gets a huge chunk.
Is
I-
that,
I'm
They always got
shocked.
like $1,000 at least.
Yeah.
So
Like,
we
did
wouldn't
they-
have this problem if.
did they cut that whole program? Like,
No,
I
they
don't
haven't.
know what happened.
They have
No,
No?
my stepdaughter's in chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they're going
When I
to
saw that
Philly
they-
this year. So
Really?
I'm shocked that there's no money
I
in
think I'm done here.
Or-
I don't need to do this, right? We're all set?
Oh, here it is, 5%.
Oh.
I knew it was an
Oh,
annual.
man.
That's why I
Oh,
don't
geez,
ask
It's
anything.
only 5%.
That's painful.
That's like $250. It's
Yeah.
less than 300.
Right. So two.
Okay, who did we say no again?
Wait, did I say 5%? No,
And you know what?
2%.
I would say just spend it.
We still
Don't,
haven't.
it's not
We
even, is
still
it
haven't
worth going
decided
through
to give any
No.
to Malou.
planning something and finding it and
The-
doing
Not
all
at this
that?
point.
Youth
Yeah.
Outreach Theater
Say yes
and
to
this
everybody.
concert.
Okay,
Blackstone
so
Mallet
the
concert.
person that we gave 405, I guess we could do 505.
Well, did we cut anybody short from what they asked? Did we
That's
give
enough,
every?
yeah.
No,
We gave
no,
everybody
didn't
their
give
full.
The
Just
only
that
person
guy.
we did. I can't handle this. Oh, God.
Who was that guy?
Davis and Ticknell?
Think
Oh,
now.
that's right.
They're pros.
I mean, we've got money to spend.
Do it.
How about 595?
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
No, I won't do that. Do you want to do 505 for them, or do you just want to give them 600? You don't like that $5, so
It's just at $5, but if you guys are okay with the $5 lingering up there.
505. Do you guys like 505 for those guys who are always
Sure.
playing around?
The
I
best
said they would
rates.
do it for that anyway.
505. Sorry.
I said they would do it for that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So what does that bring us to?
1,000.
And we could keep half of that.
No.
No.
No,
Couldn't.
it's 5%.
5%.
Keep 280.
280.
What is the amount? 280 is 5% of 5,600. 280.
Oh, I Why did we say no again to the other concert, the Messiah?
Because they didn't get
Oh,
take the
they
money
didn't
from
take-
before.
So what if we just do half of it, 500, just to
Spend some money.
spend some money and get it off our books? Well,
Because
sorta.
really, that we have one that we didn't understand her connection. We have one that we're not allowed to do because there's no movie made yet. We have another one that's a no. So we're down to, we don't have much to spend on anyway.
We did the Pie Potter, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you take the 280 out of the 1,000, what do you got?
20. We just throw that out, one of those two?
720.
720.
720.
Oh, yeah, 720.
720. You could get one more act.
Well, we'd have to give it to one of these people.
We can't do the other one
Which other one?
where you can. Do
That's
your
only
own-
280 we can give. We can only give 5%.
Right. Sorry.
You're thinking the backwards.
I'm doing backwards. Sorry.
That's right.
So we could give 720 to somebody on
Yep.
this list, and then try to find somebody for 280. Look back. Somebody needs to look back on the history of grants, and I want to see how much we paid Henry the Juggler, because I think he was close to 300. And if he was, maybe
Would he
he'll take
take
280. Then we can have a first act for one of those shows.
Because that was a good first act.
It was really good.
I can get back. I can't guarantee I can go back again. Was it last year?
I'm out. I got
No, it wasn't
bumped out
217.
now.
It was 216, right? Because it
No,
wasn't this year.
all you do is look at the grant history and
Oh.
then get out of the panel book. Where are you?
I got bumped off the site.
Yeah, I did too. I've got to log in again.
We've been looking at the panel book for so long.
KJ5KJT.
What is it?
84. 5 KJT 84.
KJT 84.
You know what I just realized?
That everybody in town
The entire
knows now?
town can go on.
They don't know what the username is.
I said that out loud already.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Well, they can go do the work for
Hey,
us.
you can always go in and forget your password and
And
just
reset.
text us all what
Thank
you
God.
reset it as.
Thank God
There
they
you
do
go.
reset it.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the wrong thing.
God.
so-
Do you
Now,
have caps?
now where?
Okay.
I don't know, whatever.
Go
she
to the
thought.
main page. Get return to toolkit.
Grant history. I can't get on it.
I did. That was
She
great.
just saw it. Grand history.
That was
I
Grand
just saw
History.
it. Okay. And now change the date back a few years. Like 2004.
14
Eh,
to 16. He was within that time.
Okay. And then you just look. You could probably.
Henry Lepin?
Yes.
Oh, I just saw it.
And you hit the back button on that.
No, I did this before where it's like too small.
Okay.
$425.
280. You'd never do it for that.
You don't think so?
Maybe.
I'm sure we could find some local musicians that are like semi-pro that would do it for that.
I could just ask Keith Menard, and he'd probably
Yeah.
name a dozen people.
That's
That,
true.
Do you want to do music or
grab
you wanna
somebody
look
at my
for
open mic
something
that you
else? I'm just.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know what.
by the way,
Right.
she goes to an open mic every Thursday night.
We host it.
They host it.
Really?
Yeah. It'd be kind of fun.
Anyone wants to join us?
Where's that?
In Upton at the Rose Garden.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well,
So we still need to give 720 to somebody?
or we could just give the whole 1,000 to somebody and just get rid of it and not deal with that. It's up to you. It's the first year.
And I just and I think maybe just give it away this year, and then now we have a little better idea, so the next year we can kind of jump in with a little more understanding of what to do with it, how it goes, how you actually allocate it once it's there.
I think that, you know, maybe you can maybe we need to look into the rules, like discussing it with the person that you might want to have.
Right, so it's not like now you have this money, but you have to struggle to find somebody.
Right. So you might have to talk about it in
Ahead of
advance
time.
with somebody.
I was gonna say, the ones that we said no to, I would say the youth orchestra, the summer program. I think that would reach a more diverse population.
Then the Messiah.
Yeah.
That's Monique, right? Spring concert. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Even though it might not be a ton of Douglas residents, it's a good program.
And it lasts like 8 weeks or something. So
Yeah, it's pretty much all summer, right?
it's a good bang for the buck.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know what? Give them another try. And worst comes to worst, the money gets resorbed back into the cultural council. So we'll just give them a chance. So that's the 1,000 for that.
Yep, so let's just double check the numbers.
While she double checks the numbers, I want to show you a sample. I think I have it. Oh, it's down there. Of a letter that you would send for disapproval or approval. I'll just kind of pass these packets around so people can look. It's got different possibilities, and you have to send like instructions for reconsideration. So you can just take a quick look at that. And then there's a sample approval letter, which kind of looks the same, and it gives you more ideas about how to do it. Does anybody want to volunteer to print up these letters? Wow, that was really quiet.
What is that? What do you mean print
Well,
them
what do
up?
we have
Print
to
up the letters.
Write them?
We have to get out the disapproval letters right away, which there's only, at this point, two. There's only two, that sounds like a pretty easy job. You
You
know?
have two ends up here too, no?
Oh, no.
3, right?
No, we're giving the youth outreach, yeah, the Messiah.
The Messiah's no.
So we gave the money to the youth outreach. So we've got
Right.
that one, the movie, which we can't do, and
David,
Dave Maloof.
the movie, and
The Potter.
Oh, the Potter, we said no.
Potter we said yes to.
We said yes to the
Oh,
Potter,
yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah,
Potter
yeah,
we
yeah.
changed. So we have Jennifer, which was the
Scene.
water movement, the
Seen
art
someone.
movement.
That was too few kids.
Yeah.
Then there's Diana Darty, the Blackstone Valley Chorus,
Mm-hmm,
the movie,
mm-hmm.
and David Maloof are the no's.
Yeah, so we got 4 no's.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to volunteer to send out the no's and then I'll do the yeses?
I'll do the no's.
Okay. Since there's so few.
I can do that.
Okay, here's the
So
deal.
is it just a form that you fill out, or?
Yeah, I think I still have the Google Doc that you had shared with me
Yep.
before.
But I will share this with you because I think it was like new criteria or whatever.
Okay, super. Thank you.
And we can figure that out before you type them up and
Yep.
give them to me to sign. All right. So the last thing that I'd like to do is remind you that I'm only here technically till June, because after 6 years you have to retire, at least for a year. So I want you guys to really think about this. Does somebody want to volunteer to be either a chair or a co-chair? If we have a co-chairs, you actually could co-chair with me right now. We could just vote on it and you could do it, and then I
Mary?
could start showing you how to do all of these lovely things that I do.
I'm a secretary. I can't.
She loves being the secretary, but
Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do that.
I don't know. First, we could put it on New Girl over here.
I don't feel like that's fair.
Dana travels too much, so he can't do it.
Summers are hard.
It is hard.
I mean, I wouldn't mind co-chairing with somebody else if,
I feel like I don't even know what it entails, I have to admit. Other than sending out letters and getting signatures, I really have very little understanding of what
I
all
know.
goes into it.
I know.
Do we have like
Yeah, I don't have the
description of
paper.
that somewhere?
We
I
could have
would
another
definitely be
meeting and just
willing
quickly
to,
vote on that, you know? I don't have all the descriptions and
Yeah.
stuff. In fact, when I first became chair, I went through and we talked about jobs. Do you remember that? Different jobs that different people would do.
Yes, we did that.
Because the chair before me did every single thing. And
Yeah.
that's
That's how you started.
impossible. That's how I started. I was doing every single thing and everybody else did nothing. They just showed up to meetings and
Yeah.
did their voting and everything like that. And it was very stressful.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. We had some problems with the Mass Cultural Council and I had to like go through that and fix all that and as I said, a lot of people hadn't taken the test. So I had to have everybody do that. So you get to do that soon. But it doesn't take really more than a half an hour or so. It wasn't that bad, was it, you guys?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. And the other thing that we will need, as we, Douglas haven't asked for it yet, but they will probably ask at some point for a confidentiality certificate. If you work at another place, just photocopy it and that'll be fine. In fact, the last time I did it, it let me hit the back button, and then I did Douglas Cultural Council, so I had one printed for school
wow.
and one printed for the Cultural
Well,
Council,
that's- I
which
did
was pretty
mine.
cool, actually, so. But even the school one would be fine. So wherever you work, if you have to sign one of those things.
Oh, no.
Otherwise, you'll have to go on to the state one. And when Douglas asks.
Basically saying you
they'll give
won't
us
take bribes and or accept gifts for
conflict of interest, all of that stuff.
Oh.
gifts won't buy you an A.
Nope, it won't. All right, well, I think we're finished for now. We'll have to have another meeting to
schedule
try
a
to
meeting to
convince
talk
people to
about
be.
Katie said she would. No, Katie said she would volunteer.
I will volunteer to do more.
How often are
I
we-
honestly am not going to commit because I don't
No.
really understand what it's.
There's a couple as like October, November, December, like as far as this, and then maybe one later in the year around March to start getting stuff together
And then we just
for the summer. And
get
that's
ready
pretty
for
much
the, I think what we're gonna have to do is, anybody who wants to volunteer, we can go down to the farm and just plan out, with the owner. So how it will all work with him, you know, and we need to definitely nail down the dates for these musicians when we write, the royal we. When I write these out, yeah, I have to call them first, set up the dates, because I want to do it week after week. I don't want it to be like all over the
Scattered.
place. That's not going to work.
And
So
not Thursday this year.
Not Thursdays.
we're doing Fridays, right? Didn't we talk
Did
about
we?
doing Fridays?
Oh, I missed that.
I missed that
Friday would
meeting
be
last month. Or
Yeah, because Thursday there were other
Yeah.
places in the area. I think
The alternatives had a big thing, and there was a big draw to that. So some of the people that came to ours said, "Yeah, we usually go to alternatives, but we wanted to try this one. Oh, this was good too."
We didn't want to compete
Or if you
Yep.
could just
You
send
get
it-
half the people.
Yeah,
Right.
because they have their summer concert series too.
Yep, exactly, and it's the same exact time as us.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really something that we wanted to do. So we did talk about it. Did we talk about it just at,
But really, it must
the
have been the
last
last meeting to talk about trying a different day. I don't remember settling on a day, but I know we did talk about.
or was it just at the last summer concert series? We kind of talked about it just in general.
I think it came
I think it was
up
both.
last time.
I think it was at the meeting too. We did discuss that when we were
Okay.
talking about the new
Okay.
place.
I would be happy to help out with some coordination or going down to the farm
Excellent.
or whatever.
All right.
Or talking to musicians, either one.
All right. Sounds very good. So just to wrap up, we spent all our money. We're not hiring an extra person, right? And we got a heck of a lot of yeses this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, the time now is 8:19 or thereabouts. I'd like to entertain a motion to close this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Everybody agree?
Yes.
Calls for a standing vote.